kick it.
Hello, all of you slimesters.
Hello, slimesters.
Hello.
Space!
Spice.
Hey, hello.
We're gonna just start having a different strings of greetings by the
Yeah. I have a friend. Okay, shout out to my friend Donald. He goes, "Hiya, how are ya?
I'll add that
Hiya, how are ya?
to the roster.
Hiya, how are ya?"
But welcome to Collector's Corner. This is a very special one because this is all in-house, and I'm excited about this one. We are going to have another episode with Jordy, but Jordy could not be here today, unfortunately, and I know he loves to be here for the Collector's Corners. But in preparation for the Space Ghost episode, and also, I think it was another Collector's Corner where you had your old room, right, Manny?
Yeah, it was
as the
one of the
backdrop.
backgrounds. Yeah,
And
that was
you
all my Space Ghost stuff.
Yeah,
put up.
and you had shared a picture of your collection and still has it, obviously.
Yes.
So in keeping in line with our very recent Space Ghost episode, we're gonna check out some of Manny's collection today. Well, there's
love
Space
this-
Stanley.
Space Stanley cosplay. It's amazing.
Woo!
Manny, when did you start collecting stuff?
This was dated way back in 1999. I recently saw a Guinness Book of World Records book because we saw those at school all the time, and my
Yeah.
teacher had one.
Oh yeah.
And I was really obsessed with this person that collected all this Garfield memorabilia. Like they literally had like a whole house full of Garfield stuff.
Wow.
And I was big into Space Ghost at the time, so I was curious, like, does Space Ghost Coast to Coast have any merchandise that's ever been manufactured or anything? And due to it being late 99, eBay's been around for a while. The internet is sort of like has grown legs and started to walk a little bit. So
Yeah.
you've been able
It's
to
toddling.
find... Yeah, it's toddling, teeter-tottering a little bit. Still the Old West, but it's not so bad. And I was able to find a few things that certain states and countries had, and I surprisingly, some stuff actually existing and actually got made. So I was able to collect a few things. I've been collecting from the year of 99 to 2016. Obviously, they've made a lot more things that I cannot get a hold of because of the price or when like limited edition items were made. So
Right.
obviously I couldn't really get most of the things, but I try every now and then. If something's a good price, I might jump on it, but lately things have been super expensive, especially this really great Coast to Coast figure featuring Mike Lazo. It's an invisible space ghost, and Mike Lazo's on the monitor. So it was basically made because Mike Lazo was retiring from Cartoon Network. He's been like the head of programming for like 20 years, and in 2020 he retired. So that figure was made specifically for the employees. And if you look on eBay, it's over 300 to 500 bucks.
Gee, man,
Whew.
It's insane.
Well, I'm excited about this too because if you all have watched the Space Ghost episode, you know that both Manny and I are big fans. Manny, this is his bread and butter, so it's like my James Bond. He's all over it, and Kat has been just a casual. I've never really watched the show, but I enjoyed watching you guys talk about the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
No, I'm here to learn. I'm here to gain insight.
Sure.
And I'm
Absolutely.
excited because the only thing I knew that Space Ghost had was just those two albums, just the musical Barbecue and Surf and Turf. I never looked into anything else. So this is all new territory for me. So I'm excited. So Manny,
What you got?
take it away.
Oh, all right. Well, I will actually start out with the albums then. Alex brought up the albums. Hold on one second. I got them
Mana.
do. But before we get to those, when Coast to Coast was premiering, The Sonny Sharrock did the music for the show.
Yes.
So in Comic Con 1994, they made an album which featured all of his music. So this was one of the original albums that came out,
Oh,
sort of in the style of like a comic book type of thing.
okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to comment on how pristine that freaking jewel case looks
There's
from
no
all
scratches
these
that I can
years.
see.
It's insane. It is in very,
You've
very nice
kept that in
condition.
great flipping shape.
Ooh.
Yeah, as soon as I got my hands on this, this has been one of the gold mine things I've been looking for ever since like I started collecting because I knew that this was a yeah, actually it says it right there. Limited edition right there. So these things were very hard to come by. I went through many CD stores looking for this thing, and I finally found one on eBay and set the bid, and I could not believe I won. So
One
I
dollar.
I got this back
One
in
dollar, Bob.
oh, I wish. But I got this back in '07, I believe. And ever since then, I only listened to it once. But after that, I just like pretty much just to put on my iTunes. Kids,
Mhm.
remember
Yeah.
iTunes? So pretty much just to do that. And it is been in a box ever since. Like I literally opened this stuff up since I've packed it up probably
Mm.
11 years ago. So it's amazing that so far everything is looking great so far. So as for the second album, this was released as well, and this is basically George Lowe speaking to you. This is about this is daily affirmations
Oh my
by
gosh.
Space Ghost.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
I'll definitely send you guys a link if you guys ever want to listen to it. But
I
yeah,
yes, I want to listen to it.
it
Now,
is on you. It is on YouTube. But
now is
it's
this scripted or is this just him with asides like, huh, better get some water?
I wish it was. I think it's geez, I think it's written, I hate to say, but with the way Space or George Lowe's inflection is, it's definitely his own thing too.
Oh,
So
oh yeah.
They just
it's
mic'd him and let him go.
I wish, yeah, man, that's just it's genius. Just the way he could riff, it's like Robin Williams. He just riffs all the time. And Alex, I think you're gonna love this next promo album.
Uh,
This is modern music for swinging superheroes.
what? What is that?
Oh
This-
my gosh.
When Cartoon Planet was first happening, this album was released to promote the show. So over here, you
Oh,
can
okay.
see all the songs that were featured in Musical Barbecue, or at least some that were.
Yeah.
I'm
this
a
was a-
cucumber. I'm a cucumber.
I wish that one was there, but that one was in '97. So I
Okay.
wish.
They're
Oh
gonna
man,
doodle
the
it.
It's stuck in my head forever since since the episode.
The people
Gotta-
who don't know, Kat actually has a friend that sung that
I have a
song.
friend named Phil. It was 10th grade, and he used to sing this song all the time, and I didn't know what it was from. And then I watched the episode that you guys recorded, and I was like, light bulb moment. So that's what it was. And it makes complete sense.
I love
Totally on
that
brand.
tune.
Got a doodle in my noodle, and his
And
name
his
is
name
Minky
is
Boodle.
Boodle. Because here comes Musical Barbecue.
Yes.
Very familiar with this album. This
Mhm.
features songs that were from Swinging Superheroes and some from Cartoon Planet. You can see Brack right there because he's has a full belly. And the next one was part 2 because it is Surf and Turf.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much Electric Boogaloo. And this is a callback to the Capertone.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Oh man, it was great hearing that too because I was big into Cartoon Planet back in the day too. So
Yes.
it's cool to
Love
have those
Cartoon
songs.
Planet.
Yeah, and great quality too. So just listening to it in the car or just to bug your friends or like your friends singing it in the car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I had not watched Cartoon Planet in forever.
Sure.
And outside of those albums, I didn't have anything else. And then in prep for the show, and when I was doing the editing, of course, I had to pull some clips from Cartoon Planet, and then I heard the theme song. I have not heard that theme song in 20 years.
Wow.
And as soon as it started, it was one of those muscle memory kicked in, and I started singing right along with it, and I had forgotten about it. And then Brack at the end doing the reprise of it, and again I was singing along and forgot just about him doing the ah.
Ah!
It's so stupid, but of course it made me laugh as I was singing it along with it. Oh
That's
gosh,
why we love it so much.
I had forgotten all about that. And of course Megan is in here putting her face on before she's having rehearsal, and I'm singing the Brack variation of it, and she's going, "What are you listening to? What is that?" Because she's never watched Space Ghost or
Oh.
Brack, and she's hearing
Oh,
Brack. But anyway, I'm sorry. Proceed.
no, no problem. Speaking of Brack, that's a great segue because we have Brack Presents the Brack album starring Brack.
Starring Brack.
So this was the variety show, Brack Presents the Brack Show. And I believe, yeah, these are the guests. You get the Chieftains and Diamond Dallas Page. The cool thing about this album too is like it features a few hidden tracks as well. Other songs by Brack that were not on this on the episode. But I'd say one of the funniest alterations of this is that Jody Messina, a country singer, was a part of the show, and they used this song, but unfortunately she didn't sign a release. So it's pretty much Brack. It's Brack singing to himself that song as
Oh,
as the woman voice. It's hilarious.
boy.
It's a really, really great joke. I love that.
That case is pristine too.
Yes, all of them are.
You just take such good care of your stuff.
Thank you very much. I try, seriously.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like these are in half.
You had fun with them. You had fun with them.
Yes, they're well loved. Well loved.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
This one, it is a Space Ghost album, but it features different people like Smash Mouth, Real Big Fish.
Are they
Blur.
covers?
Somebody wants.
Actually, it's Why Can't We Be Friends? It's that one.
Oh.
And
Why can't
Depeche
we-
Mode. And the Interrupters. I've never heard them before. But it's a bunch of and Fatboy Slim too. This is
Oh.
called Postmodern Syndrome with Space Ghost. It's a bunch of songs that were hits of the 1997, I think spring of 97. This was like released to feature promotions for radio stations. So this
Wow.
was a unique
Okay.
unique album that came out in
I
97.
just I just see Real Big Fish on there.
Oh, hold on a second. There we go.
Yes, you did.
Real Big Fish. Yeah. Oh wow. I might look that whole album up later.
This is a really, if you like ska, you'll love
Yeah.
this album. This is really good.
Heck yeah.
I promise you, you will really like this album for sure.
Why can't we have ska again? I love
I
ska.
wish we
What
could,
happened to
man.
ska?
If you like ska,
Ska.
Yeah.
Ska.
I'm gonna get a can of ski and listen to ska while I'm skiing.
This is really nice too. When I actually sent a letter to the Coast to Coast crew asking for this album because there was an older website that came out and apparently I couldn't read dates very well when I was little. So I was like, if you want a copy of this album, you could send a letter to this address. And fortunately, they didn't have that available, but they did send me this. It's a musical barbecue sampler, and it has
Aw,
five songs. So that was really cool. That they-
5 tangy
Nice.
appetizers. Is that what
Yep.
that says on the front?
5 tasty appetizers. Oh, September 2nd is when it came out. And on cassette. Look at that.
Cassette. Oh man.
And that's pretty much it for the albums. So I will move on to another thing here.
I didn't know they had so many albums. I just knew the two.
This came out a little later, and I was really surprised because I was working at a department store at the time, and just seeing this on the shelf made me just flip. I saw this on the shelf.
Are you kidding me?
Oh wow.
Dead serious. Dead serious.
That would be
Wow.
on my Christmas tree every year.
It definitely is. Hold on one second. Let me just take it out for you so you guys can see it.
Keep it PG-13.
What?
What?
Huh? So yeah, this
Whip
is
it out,
what it
Manny.
looks like.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
I couldn't
Do you
believe
put that on
all-
your tree or do you just keep it and you
I
put it
do.
on
I
your
put it
tree?
on my tree. Yeah.
I have
Oh,
some
man.
Star Wars ornaments,
Oh yeah?
and some of them light up because they're like the Death Star and TIE Fighter and things like that. I
Yep.
because you have to unplug one of the Christmas lights and plug it
Hmm.
into the string. I wish, and it's me just being super picky. I wish like they had part of his knuckles where he's doing that would be the light. So when he plugs it
Laser.
up, or it would be so cool. But that's
Yeah,
still
we
freaking
can
cool.
3D print some stuff for sure. So we're gonna get into the toys. So first off, this was released right before, I think in 2002, when they were releasing like the coast to coast
Oh, wow.
figures. And I think I have it. Yeah, it's just a little article saying that they were going to release all these figures coming out in the following year. I can't believe they misspelled Lokar because it's a K, not a C.
Mm,
And also, speaking of them,
Losar.
yeah, Losar. These are the toys. So
wow.
this was one of the first ones that came out in '99. And over time, I hate that it's become yellow. I don't know how that
Yeah.
happens. Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, plastic. Yeah, yellows over time.
This was another one that was released the same year. So this one, they called it an exclusive because it's invisible. So it's pretty much the same figure, but it's just invisible.
Clear.
Yeah,
Not imaginary, it's invisible. There's a difference.
not imaginary.
It's so cool.
Well, the worst, like when you get old figurines, sometimes the plastic turns tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Why
seen-
is it sticky?
Jordy, why is it sticky?
Why is it sticky?
So the other one was Space Spectre, which didn't make any appearances on Coast to Coast, but it looks really cool. Space Spectre appeared on the 1980s version of the action adventure show.
Laser action. See, that one has a laser.
See, this was, I don't even know if it works anymore.
How come
But
you
yeah.
don't have a laser, Woody?
It's not a laser, it's
Hello.
a little light bulb that blinks.
Laser envy.
So basically, there's a button on his power band there. I don't know if you can see that, but if you click on it, his hand is supposed to turn red.
Yep.
So
See Hallmark?
watch our show. Get some
Take
notes.
a
Get some-
lesson.
Yeah, take a lesson. This figure, actually, I'm gonna wait to show that one last. Next is everybody's favorite. We have Brack.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So posable with like 2 sets of arms.
The arms are just.
Yeah, they're just out. And next we have Moltar, which was a really great figure. He's a cool looking figure. He even comes with his console of his monitor. So he
Oh,
comes,
that's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
yeah.
I ain't
And-
his friend. You
All
asked me,
right,
I would.
friend.
You asked me, I would say no to you.
I would say no to you.
I like how he showed the eyeball. It was great. This one is Zorak, which I have to say is probably the most sought after figure. If you look at
Really?
it, yeah,
Wow.
if you look at it through eBay, Zoraks go for nearly $800.
Holy
Dead
Snakey.
serious.
Well done, Chris Farley.
Yeah, I couldn't
Why?
believe it
Why
either.
that one?
I don't know. I think it's because it's the most flimsiest figure. When I first got one of these, this is my second one. When I first got it in '02, I wanted to display them and everything. Just to display them in my room.
Yeah.
And literally, man, I don't know if you can see, but the arms are so
Yeah, they're really thin.
Oh, they're really thin.
skinny. And so they easily pop right off. And not to mention don't his feet are not flat.
Oh,
So
if you try to stand him up, he just kind of like
kind of
timber.
just falls. And he comes with his little piano too as well.
Oh, wow.
So it's a great figure, but I think not a great display figure.
So and then that's probably a case of people just trying to replace the ones that they have. That's why that's sought after
Maybe.
so often.
It might be. It might be. I got that one in 2009 in a comic book shop for like $20. So
Wow, good
I was-
find.
Definitely a good find.
They didn't know what they had.
Yeah, exactly.
These
It's like my
little
dad
guys-
finding that Talkboy tape recorder at a garage sale for $5 and fixed it.
Yeah.
Isn't that great that he fixed it?
Yeah.
God, that's so cool because you can't get stuff like that fixed anymore. I mean, it's tough, especially like with wiring. Someone like me don't know wiring. So these little guys were released in '98 in the Warner Brothers store. I mentioned this on the
Oh.
episode we
Oh,
did on.
wow. I
So
forgot that
these-
existed.
These are the Space Ghost Warner Brothers store Beanie Babies.
The little plushies.
Aw.
Oh my gosh. Are they're not Thai brand Beanie Babies though, right?
No,
They don't have the little heart tag on.
they call this a bean bag.
Beanie bag. A beanie baggie.
A beanie baggie. So I like these little guys, and they're so cool.
Insulting the clown with the whale-sized bod.
So we're gonna get into a little bit of print here. This is actually one of the very first Space Ghost things I've ever owned that was in print. It was from a Pokemon magazine.
Wow.
That'll date it. I think it was November of 90.
96, 97.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
So there was a
Pokemon
big-
had a magazine.
Everything had a magazine, man.
Dude, yeah, Pokemon, seriously. Magazine. So yeah, this is a full page ad of Coast to Coast. This
Ah.
I flipped out when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, I'm cutting this right out.
Wow.
So this has really stood the test of time. Yeah, there are little rips up there, but still it's not
Happens.
bad. Not bad for being that
Yeah.
old.
It's not wrinkled or anything.
I try to keep that very, very straight. So I ran into this in my local library.
So I stole it.
You stole it from the library?
I didn't steal it. I didn't steal it, but I did pay for it.
You said it was missing and then you
Yeah, I
paid
said
the
it was missing,
fee
so I'll
and
pay
kept
for it. Yeah. So this was one of the first.
I've done that with a book before.
Have you really?
It was out of print and I was like, $35? Sure. I
Sure.
lost it. Here you go.
So I saw this on the shelf just far away, and I'm like, is that Space Ghost? So I walked right up to it and I was like, holy shit. So actually, William Street and Cartoon Network, they actually have this like on a big, big mural on the wall. It's this actual cover which shows Space Ghost and Zorak on a barge right
The
there.
funniest show on television.
And yeah, it's an actual article on. Yeah, it's by Todd Hansen, and he's one of the guys that wrote the Baffler Meal episode, which was the Aqua Teen backdoor pilot episode. So this is about him writing with the crew and all the funny stories that they talked about. So meanwhile, I had no idea what they were talking about up until like a couple years later when Adult Swim first started happening. It's like, oh, that was that show that they were talking about. So I thought it was a really, really neat find. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
definitely getting this thing. So next, we're going to go back in time for a minute here.
You mean we
I,
haven't
see, I
done
had
any?
no idea that they had all of the stuff for Space Ghost.
I didn't either. Well, as soon as I was setting all this stuff up, I was like, man, I forgot how much stuff Space Ghost had. So I was surprised. And this is like, if I was talking to my younger self, I was like, you won't believe the amount of stuff that they have. Actually, now that I have this out right now, I'll just show this. Space Ghost Coast to Coast had a puzzle over in a CVS pharmacy.
What?
Yeah, it's a 60
What?
puzzle. 60 pieces.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
actually, it goes in line with the poster back there. I'm actually just gonna take the laptop and move it over there. So yeah, this poster was a Suncoast Video exclusive.
Oh, wow.
So I got that
Suncoast.
as well.
Suncoast and Sam Goody, man.
I know. They were great. So, like I said, we're going to be going back in time here. So, back in the 60s, Space Ghost had a couple of comic books featuring other Hanna-Barbera characters.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So we have that right there, Space Ghost and the Plague of the Giants. And we have Shazam, not to be confused with Kazam. And we have Birdman. And Young something.
Young Samson and Goliath.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Alex. You got some great eyes, man. And there's also this signature here.
Attorney at law.
I think it's real. It's Gary Owen's signature. So,
Huh.
I mean, if you hold it up to the light, it has like, I don't know. Have you ever seen like Sharpies and
Like the sheen to it?
into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that. So I think it's a real signature. I haven't
Wow.
taken it out of this thing just to see, but we'll see. Maybe in a
Would you
few.
be able to get that authenticated somehow?
I'll ask because yeah, I think it's real. I honestly do. And there's this Archie comic to promote Space Ghost on Cartoon Network.
And Dino Boy.
And Dino Boy. I like Dino Boy. There's also this one as well. Where he basically fights Metalis, Black Widow, Zorak, Brack, and the Creature King. And next,
That's all Metalis did in the on Coast to Coast. He never spoke. He just made that sound.
again, I kind of wish I would have wrote that thing right there. It's like you won't guess who this is, and
Oh,
Alex,
I don't know exactly who
it's
that is.
Metalis.
Bunch
Yeah,
of
that's who it
W's
is.
and O's and U's.
And then Black Widow, she would just
And in 2003, they tried to reboot Space Ghost into like this badass character. Yeah, this is a
That
comic
doesn't
that
work
came-
for me.
This came out in this came out in 2003.
That's
And
like
it-
Ben Affleck's Daredevil. It doesn't work for me.
But I mean, even if it doesn't, the artwork is
The
amazing.
artwork is good, yeah.
Yeah, the artwork is amazing on this. It's sort of like an own origin story about how he became Space Ghost and everything. So it's a neat little bit of trivia and history, I guess, but it's not very canon. And I think this is the only issue that it had. So, hey, at least it was a nice try. Try to legitimize Space Ghost a little bit.
Yeah, like the OG story, the original Space Ghost has gone through some dark stuff, especially for the time.
Mm.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I'd say he looks like Aquaman without the without the mask, but I don't know. It's kind of like that same design, every superhero guy had that same face facial structure. So, and this was actually a printout. It was a nice Adult Swim ad from 2003. So it has all the characters there.
Mm-hmm.
We're showing up at a Comic-Con in 2003. This is actually one of the last years that Coast to Coast was in production, so it was really cool that he was part of that whole deal. And also, speaking of Adult Swim, whenever they were launching Adult Swim, they came out with a promo album as well. So this features songs from each show, and it was also an enhanced CD. So
Who signed it?
Actually, the people we just met: Jay Edwards, Ned Hastings,
Oh,
Craig Martin, right there. This was actually at the 2005 panel, not panel, but when I met them at Suncoast. There's even a page with them too. Like there's Ned
oh, that's so
Aw.
great.
right there. There's Jay, and there's Craig. They were very, very nice.
Oh, I love that.
That's cool.
I wish I would have had that when we were talking to them.
I was gonna ask if there was like something that we didn't see behind the scenes where you talked to them about that.
I wish. This is honestly just me, like, as soon as I was opening this up this afternoon, I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this.
You have
Aw.
to take a picture and send it to him because you were the contact.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will do that for sure. Also, the biggest news for me in that year of 03 was not just new Space Ghost episodes, but Space Ghost on DVD.
Yes.
Note that in 2003 Comic-Con, they made a promo DVD to promote Aqua Teen and Space Ghost.
Nice.
I think they gave away a few of these. So I don't know how many of these are out there, but these are like collector's items as well.
So you went to San Diego Comic-Con back then?
I wish I did. No. The only Comic-Con I went to was in 05.
Okay.
And, but yeah, it was still a really, really cool experience. I got to meet Seth Green there too. So really nice guy.
Sweet.
Then I went to SplatCon.
Yeah, SplatCon.
Thieves.
Did you ever go to SplatCon?
Nope, still waiting.
No one went to SplatCon. SplatCon didn't even go to SplatCon.
No, we gotta wait on the real SplatCon. Los. So anyway, Space Ghost made DVDs, and this was the first one. I showed these on the last episode we did as well. The unfortunate thing about this is that there were some episodes that were cut because there were guests who didn't sign release forms, or there were merchandising issues with them, and they're like, we don't want to appear on this. So there's about 5 episodes that are cut from the first volume for those very reasons.
The lost episodes.
Yeah, kind of lost episodes until you know where to find them online.
Until the Pirate Bay.
Yeah, until the Pirate Bay. So this is volume 2. I love volume 2. I think this is like my favorite release that they did. Because not just great episodes, but it's like, it features my first episode on there, so I'm really personally attached to this. And so every episode, which are 14 episodes on this box set, it features all commentary on every episode. And
Wow.
I'm a nerd about commentary, so
Same.
hearing commentary on Space Ghost is just amazing. I absolutely love it.
But
That's
not
another
only-
thing I really don't like about streaming is that you miss all the DVD extras
do.
and all the audio commentary. I live for that stuff.
But also, Kat, some of those they had the characters doing the commentary, so they had Brack and
That's
Zorak
even
doing
better.
commentary.
Even better.
Yes. If you want a copy of those, I could send you those.
And
too.
and because it was 2003, 2004, there are 2 episodes per disc.
Yeah, a little
7
bit.
discs in total.
And this is the third one, which was really cool. You got all 24 episodes of season 4 on this release. And the most interesting thing is like, and I knew this because I sent a fax letter to Ghost Planet when I was a kid. And this features actually what was sent back to you when you sent a letter. So it's basically saying, thank you. I'm John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever. I'm Space Ghost. So that's pretty much what it's saying. So like that's very familiar. So that's what they sent to fans. It was hilarious.
Love the fax. Oh, it's so 90s. Remember fax machines?
Remember cell phones are like
Dude.
bricks, you know?
You know who still uses fax?
Who?
Our office.
Your office?
Mhm.
Wow.
Really?
We have to send faxes to different physicians. Yeah. Hospitals
kidding.
still use fax machines.
That is nuts.
That's true.
Amazing. Oh, you know, they're very reliable too. I
Which
think.
means we still have a landline and we still use it.
Ouch.
Wow.
Of all the technology that we've done and come up with, hospitals still use fax machines instead of just
They're
using
stubborn.
email.
It's like we like the old way of doing
Well,
things.
the big reason is email is easy to hack.
Yeah.
And if you're sending people's personal information digitally through email that can't be hacked, you can't really hack fax lines.
Gotcha, that makes sense. And to wrap up the DVDs, this is volume 4. Waited so very long to get this because they didn't release this in stores. This was only released during the adultswim.com shop, which was only around for probably 4 years. Don't know why. So about 11 episodes were released on this, including the rough episode that Ned was talking about, the Dinner with Steven, which is a really great episode. I kind of wish that they would have made it, but still, it was great. Having Space Ghost talk about how much he's going to hurt the waiter, which is Moltar. This other one, too, was released on the shop as well. This is Volume 5, which is from the Kentucky Nightmare DVD, which features pretty much close to the last episodes of Coast to Coast. The last one was never released, so Adult Swim had this really interesting thing where you could make your own DVD. So you pretty much can, I designed this and put the missing episodes from volume 1, 3, 8 on here as well. I even have a really interesting story about this as well. I made a, let's see, the next one was supposed to be volume 6. So I made my own volume 6 cover, and this is back in the DeviantArt days.
Oh my gosh.
I made a cover on MS Paint, and I posted it on the
Stop referencing all these throwback technology pieces, man.
I am dead serious.
I faxed myself a sketch I made through MS Paint, and then I posted on DeviantArt through dial-up internet.
I did I seriously spent most of my time on MS Paint. I swear to you, I did. I loved it.
Oh, we all did.
It was
I got
fun.
to be an expert on it.
I'm just like, it's one reference after another. I'm just like, this is the most like 90s, early 2000s conversation I've had in a long time, which is saying something since we talk about 90s things a lot.
Definitely. So I did my own cover, and I posted it on the message board, the Adult Swim message board, and surprisingly, it made it on TV.
That's so awesome.
It really made it on TV. If you want, I could drop in a clip right here if you'd like to see it.
Yes.
All right.
Wow, look at that.
Unbelievable, right? That was crazy. Wow.
I've had too much caffeine today. Sorry, not sorry. You're welcome.
Oh, never be sorry. Caffeine's great. Are you kidding me? This was another thing that was made in 2003, which is a great year for Adult Swim in general, I'd say. So this was a limited edition, and it's a Space Ghost bust.
What?
I think this is, they made 2,500 of these.
Yes,
oh,
right
wow. Yeah. Limited edition, 2,500. Wow.
These
I
other
mean-
figures were released too, but I can't afford to get these guys. They're too expensive.
I wonder how much those go for, like the limited edition things go for. Like, have you checked on eBay and stuff just to see?
You know what? They've kind of, to be honest, they've disappeared over time because I do check Space Ghost on eBay every now and then.
Yeah.
Whenever the last time I did see this was probably maybe back in December, and I'd say it's reached up to about 180 probably, I think, around that. So still very surprising, but not a lot are out there right now. So who knows? Sometimes you may get a resurgence, and sometimes you probably don't. The same thing with this figure too. This one goes for like $80. And this was released in 2012. Very, very nice and posable too. It even comes with blip, so that's great.
Oh.
Blarp.
Blarp.
No, Blarp is from Lost in Space.
Oh, okay. Same difference.
And of course, I got to mention these guys too. Definitely, nerd culture is all about pops and stuff, right? So when when Space Ghost started to
Yeah.
So this is for you, Tom Lynch. Yeah. So I'd say if you've seen one pop, you've seen
No?
them all.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm trying to get the balloons.
Do it faster. He did like this.
Well, I think it's supposed to be the peace sign is supposed to register.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And that's why the air quotes did, because they saw the peace sign in the.
Wow. Okay. Stupid balloons.
I just love this. I love his face because he's like, what the
Where are
balloons?
the balloons?
Balloons.
God,
No, this is a Zoom thing. This is a Zoom thing.
I just want a gif of that. Oh my god. I love his face of confusion.
Like he gave himself a surprise birthday party and didn't know how to
Yeah.
react.
All right, I can force the reaction here. All right. How to get balloons?
Oh my god, I love
Sorry,
it.
continue.
No, it's all right. That's great. But me, in my opinion, if you've seen one pop, you've seen them all. So here's Space Ghost that was released in 2016. This is actually close to the time when I wrapped up my collecting. This is Brack, of course.
Oh, is that like a summer convention exclusive one? What's the sticker say?
Yeah,
Summer convention
yeah.
exclusive. Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's how you know.
I totally.
That's how I know I collected too many Funko Pops. I know what the limited edition stickers all look like.
That's awesome, Kat. Jeez. So is this one, the Zorak one. That is great. That is awesome. And of course, this one recently came out too, which made an appearance on the episode. Space Ghost holding Old Kentucky Shark, which is really, really unique too, because this is more like the style of the original pop, and this one was made a little differently.
Looks more like Batman.
A little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah, the jaw is chiseled.
Yeah. Lantern-like jaw. So we're gonna move on to, well, actually a couple more Adult Swim things. This is an Adult Swim notebook that came out 02, I think 2001, 2002. And
Did you?
it's like a nice little cover.
Cool. Did you
Yeah.
use it or no?
No, I didn't, because I knew it was like a collector's thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just get like your nice little grid paper and stuff, and you can write your notes or your diary or whichever.
Dear Journal, hi, it's me, Space Ghost. I took my inspiration from a funny little guy.
Dear toilet paper. Hi, it's me.
Yeah, I love when Doug started writing on the toilet paper.
I'm
And
in the
multicolored.
splatter zone.
Splat zone. Yeah.
Yeah, dear Splat Zone. I'm sorry I splatted you. So anyway, this is signatures. So,
Oh, sweet.
Wow.
so this is from when I met George Lowe. And
What do
he
you
gave-
write on there?
I can barely read it. I love you, George, but I don't
Amazing.
know.
Uh,
Amazing.
He wrote like he riffed. Just
Yeah.
it only made sense to him.
It did probably.
It's like if mumbling was handwriting.
The only thing that I can make sense of is like use
Sotto
your
voce.
use your GPS tracking device to find some bonus things. Love Space Ghost. And of course you get snack tip, which is one of my favorite things. If you ever want to see whatever George Lowe ever wrote, he always writes snack tip, and it's always like something on the side. But mine makes no sense. Mine says deals.
Snack tip deals.
I don't know what that means. So maybe like
Like
fast food
coupons?
deals, probably. This is probably like an older one, I think. This one, my parents got me this online a long time ago. So there's this one, which is like the
Aw.
classic pose. So that was really cool. And we're gonna get into some comic books. So this was released in 1994 to promote the show, a lot like the album
Wow.
is.
Mhm.
This is basically just like saying, like, get the Cartoon Network, you don't want to miss this. All tunes all the time. So,
Mhm.
and so this is the first Coast to Coast comic book, originally drawn by Clay Croker and Matthew Hyde Jenkins, who also worked on the show as well. Also, this actually made an appearance on the Flash TV show. So there's
Really?
Oh,
on season 1, episode 10, there's a scene where I think he gets a comic book, but it's like on the floor or whatever, and he like tips it up a little bit. It's actually this comic.
and you recognized it like instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly, I was like, that's this
Yeah.
comic right here. So I'm just gonna show these off quick because some of the artwork is pretty good on these. So it's pretty much, it's not canon to the show, but it's like neat adventures and just really neat poses.
I didn't even know they made a comic just on Coast to Coast. I knew they had Space Ghost comics.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Coast to
really-
Coast. Yeah.
Yeah. You see Brackus trying to get the Emmy Award right there by using
The Lemmy Award.
Lemmy.
Lemmy. Making fun of anime
Le-
there.
Let me have it.
Yeah.
And there's Spring Break. Stop tickling me, Zorak! And look, it's my lucky day. Not so much. And this is the last one. Red Ghost. Drink it. It's canned.
It's
It's
Ghost.
bubbly. It's Ghosterific. And
Cool.
That's so cool, Manny.
got this little poster when Cartoon Network comics were first coming out. There's this.
Little poster. That's
Well, quite a long poster.
that's a 4-page spread.
That's a centerfold. That's an extended centerfold.
Giggity.
That's a centerfold with implants.
So let's get into some Adult Swim things. There's an Aqua Teen lunchbox right here as well. I think this was found in Hot Topics was doing a deal with them too.
Oh boy, yeah.
So there's this one as well. Meatwad's not in there because Heather has Meatwad in her office.
That's awesome.
It's her favorite character. So
Back when Hot Topic used to be cool.
Yeah.
guys too. They made plushies of them too. So there's Master Shake, and there's Meatwad. And this Meatwad's very unique too because if you ever check these out, like on eBay, or if anyone ever has these on their collection, that he's not brown. He's more like a red. So
Yeah.
this is one of those rare ones that were brown. So it's really cool to have this. And of course, here's Frylock as well. And right here is one of my favorite things. This is a Hatch print poster that was made to promote Adult Swim when it was first coming out. All that is rolled on ink and paint.
Wow. Oh wow.
I just love the way that looks.
Yeah.
And down here, I mentioned this on the episode, the Danger Doom album.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
as well. So it features a bunch of hip hop songs from Adult Swim shows as well. And let me take this down here for a minute. There'll be probably a part 2 of this because this is not really everything I have. This is just everything I was able to find.
Oh my gosh.
So let me
It's
take.
impressive.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So I got a couple shirts here. There's a Space Ghost shirt.
Oh,
This was released in. Hold on, let me see if I can get that up there.
Six Flags.
Six Flags.
Six Flags. Wow. What?
That's
They had a
huge
partnership with
Uh,
Cartoon Network?
there actually was a Cartoon Network store in Six Flags at the time. So
Huh.
I think maybe there were partners at that one point, probably. And I got this at Comic Con in 2005. It was it's the time when Adult Swim was doing that really weird art style.
Yeah, that really weird art style.
Yeah, it
That one.
was very big at the time.
I don't know how you would describe that, honestly. Somebody else, please.
Chicken
Tell us in the
scratchy.
comments how you describe that.
Tell us in the comments, guys, please.
Junior high doodling.
Yes.
Goth junior high journal doodling. That's what that is.
Mm.
So right over here is the Space Ghost set that I made that made an appearance
Oh,
on the episode.
so great.
Hold on, let me see if I can move that light there. There we
The
go.
fact that you had a green screen on the TV.
And there's
Oh.
Zorak's little band area too. So I did
Jeez.
that to display my figures back when I was ooh, hold on. That light's going crazy. So I did that back just to display my figures, just to see if it's a nice little background for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right over here is the monitor I used. Right here.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you look really hard, it's 2 straws, and it's held up by a phone charger.
But that's so creative though. Like I wouldn't have been able to like think of, okay, what pieces look like something I would need. I would try to like model the whole thing from scratch, but that's brilliant.
Out of all the things,
It's brilliant. It works so well.
Yeah.
I used the Batman duct tape on the back.
That's even better. That just enhances the experience,
I
honestly.
totally forgot I did that.
That's awesome.
All right. I know you really like the set, so that's why I just wanted to show it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, you always do a great job with those.
Your
kinds
sets
of
are
things.
amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to do the Splat Stanley stuff. That's going to be great to show the behind the scenes making of. I think that should do it for right now. And that's hold on. There we go. I think that should do. Okay, so to put you guys who are watching,
Susan is lazy. The
Susan
Susan
is
be
lazy.
lazy.
So to put you guys in perspective here, the previous night when we recorded, I kept on freezing the whole time. So pretty soon you'll be seeing that episode come out soon. And now the freaking Susan just keeps on moving. Stop it! Stay right there. All right. That's all I can show you right now. Maybe there'll be a part 2. We will see.
Part two, part two, part two, part two.
That's so much fun.
I hope you
I
guys
love
liked
that.
it.
That's so impressive. Yes. I did not know that they made like half of that stuff. Your collection is amazing. And you collected from how many years is that? I can't math.
99 to 2016, so that's probably close to 18
17.
years. Yeah, 17, 18
awesome.
years.
That's a
you.
great collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea there was that many things. So that's I love all of that. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah,
That's
thank
so
you.
cool.
Absolutely. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, I've said it on our last Collector's Corner. I'm going to say it again here. If you guys know somebody who collects 90s nostalgia in some form, let us know. Tag them down below. Send us an email, message us. We want to feature them and show off their collection, because what collector doesn't want to show off the cool things that they've collected all these years? So we want to hear more.
I feel targeted by that comment.
No, that is not you. I'm not targeting you. I'm targeting all of you. So let us know. We need more. We need.
Right to me, Splat Stanley. We don't have a PO box yet.
Oh, God, let's go.
But as always, thank you, Manny, for collecting all of this, like bringing it up from the basement today to do this for us.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's so great.
It was really cool. But until our next episode, Slimesters, we'll splat you later.
Spot you later. This episode was recorded at Splat Attack Studios, in virtual home studios, though none in Florida.